pumpkin pie. Hi everyone, I'm Chef Vivien, French chef. Today, delicious pumpkin pie. So I have this fantastic butternut, and from this we will do different things. We need some meat, some puree, cooked puree of pumpkin. And in some countries, this puree you can buy it in can. Of course, now it's season, so we will do from fresh pumpkin. After, we need also shortcrust pastry that you already did, maybe in the freezer. For the filling, you need a puree of pumpkin, some eggs, sugar, liquid cream, and some spices. Of course, all ingredients that you need and the weights are in the description. Let's cut the pumpkin. For this recipe, you can use all pumpkin that you like, kind of pumpkin. You can use, of course, a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, the most famous, for Halloween. From this pumpkin, what I want to do is the following. For the dressing of our pumpkin pie, it won't be just the filling and that's all. It will be little glazed bubbles, glazed balls on top. So I use this special spoon, and I can do some balls or half balls, sphere. Very nice pumpkin. If you don't have such spoon, you can make cubes. But now you find this spoon in many stores. Now there is different size, big ones, medium ones. And I have some balls, prepare one layer of one pan. For this puree, I will show you how to do this puree because this is already done. It's really simple, but I will show you. You take your pumpkin, even you don't have to remove the skin. If you washed it before, and you just cut some pieces like this. Hop. You put your pieces in a tray, skin down. It's the base that if you cook this in oven, it's useful for many things. To make a puree as a side dish, to use as a base for a soup, to use as a puree for desserts. Just open in oven and that's all. You can put a bit of salt that it will give is water, sugar if you want. If it's a garni, if it's a side dish, you can add some olive oil, some garlic, some whatever. Now it's for dessert. So this is a base, it's natural, and we put in oven at 190 degrees Celsius. For about 35 minutes, 45 minutes. It really depends on the type of your pumpkin. If it's jack-o'-lantern, if it's potimarron, if it's butternut, it will be different. Just when you put the knife inside the pumpkin, it must be done. It must be soft. To remove the meat of your pumpkin, after you will use a spoon, take the skin and just do like this and take off all the meat from the skin. Very simple. Now, before to do the filling, I need to pre-cooked blind cooking the pastry shortcrust. It's one option, it's not obligation, but I really recommend you, if you do like it must be, that you make a lot of shortcrust pastry. You prepare it, you make your first pie, you have a little bit more, you make your other cycles, and you store them in the freezer. And after you have every time when you want. And it's already rest, so you can use immediately. Of course, we have video for this shortcrust pastry, you can look it. So as you see, I have my little cycles already done, already made. How to blind cook this? To blind cook is to cooked, and it's really important when you have really softy or watery filling. It's really recommend to pre-cooked in a blind cook before. For this little, but it will be the same for big ones. It will be exactly the same. You take baking paper this way, 2 halves, After you take the center and you go this way with triangles like this. You turn, you turn, you turn, you turn. Hop. Now you make the size of what you need. So you need a bit higher because you want to put some beans. You need this plus a bit more. So this way. Hop. After you can cut a little bit this way to really have the good shape after inside. Well, kind of origami. And inside the pie, because it's frozen, it's a little bit of wet, a bit of humidity, so it's glue, so it's very convenient. And take some beans or some weight, some special things, but beans do the job. And this little tartelette for a first part blind cooking. So oven for 15 minutes, 190 degrees Celsius. For the filling, we take our puree of pumpkin, cold room temperature, but not hot, just not hot. We can make a first mix. Of course, this step you will not have to do it if you buy a can of puree of pumpkin. And now I will put sugar. You can put brown sugar if you prefer. Marple syrup and spices. Cinnamon, nutmeg and vanilla if you want. Ginger, a bit of cornstarch. And now I have eggs. It's an omelette and a full eggs because I mix one egg because I need exactly the good amount of egg. It really smells good because it smells roasted pumpkin and a bit of spices. Already smell good. And to finish this filling, a bit of liquid cream, this one is 35%. More than 30% fat. Hop. The filling is ready and is waiting our tartelette to be filled. Now for the balls, I would like to make them more than glazed. They will be like confit, like fruit confit, like I don't know, some chestnuts, like some mandarin, clementine, orange, all this stuff. So for this, I will put 1 of water and 1 of sugar, the same amount. And sugar the same. And this we bring to boil. And when it will be boiling, we will put less fire and put our balls inside. I will show you after. Meanwhile, our tarts are ready for the first step. And now I take my egg wash. Egg wash is 1 egg yolk and 1 spoon of milk, or 1 spoon of water, or 1 spoon of liquid cream, doesn't matter. 1 egg yolk and 1 spoon of liquid. And we wash, and in the bottom also. Once again, this is not obligation, but it's more professional when you put something really wet inside your pie. And we come back to the oven for around 5 or 10 minutes. If it's still really hot, maybe 5 minutes is enough. Because it's a pre-cooked. After we put the filling and cook more. So to make confit, our syrup is simmering. Now I put the balls, and after 10 minutes I will switch off. I will wait a little bit, that it cool down a little bit, and once again switch on, bring to boil, let simmer 10 minutes, and like this. During the time that we are cooking the pie, the time that the pie will cool down, if it's a big one, it will take 2 hours. You do this little by little, and this size will be ready when you have to dress your tart, your pie. Now I give you a little tip. If you don't like gluten, if you don't have any dough, You can make some disc from pumpkin, from butternut. It's easy because the good form. And in one butternut you can do 8 slices. Prepare for a bit of filling. And you can use it instead of shortcrust pastry as a 100% vegetable pie. Now it's time to put our filling. Our shortcrust is golden and quite ready, so we can put the filling. I will put also in my special tart. Up. We come back in oven now at 160 degrees Celsius for around 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, our little tartlets are ready. We check them. If it's like this, too liquid like this, it's not ready. If it's just in the center, a bit moving, it's ready. So we remove the cycles and we can check if it's done. It's blonde. I like this, but we can give an extra time of 5 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius in hottest oven to color them a little bit more. And of course the pumpkin version is not ready because there is more liquid. I will have extra filling. So what I'm doing now is I just take some butter, melted butter, mold of silicone of a form of a little muffin. So just put a bit of butter and I will cook them without, I'm making a little flan, little cake without shortcrust pastry. It will be like, let's say, like a kind of flan in France. If this won't be sweet, this we can call it gratin of pumpkin, if it's no sugar. But it's with sugar, so it will be like a kind of flan. So for this I can put a bit of filling and a bit of remaining meat of pumpkin inside. And this way I don't throw away any food and I can keep this, you can frozen it and after you exit. And you can put on top of a little tart, of a little shortcrust pastry sablé that you made, or just serve it like this. So our tart, our little pumpkin pie are ready. So as every time you put in grid in order to make the shortcrust pastry crust crunchy. Otherwise, if you put in a cutting board or in a plate, it will be soft. It won't be nice. So like this, you must wait. Well, you see, it's very nice. It's hot. Well, very nice gold color. And the only pumpkin must cook a little bit more. It will be like a flan inside the pumpkin slice. And to save energy, I put to cook my pumpkin flan. Now we go for dressing. Our pumpkin pie are cold. This is cooked. It's comfy. It's shiny. It's comfy. Put them on a paper to exit the too much liquid. And now we need to draw. This is not obligation, but you will have a kind of professional result. If you don't have regular borders, you can use a microplane or even a strainer. You can use this and make it more regular, more flat, nicer. Well, it's a little secret. You can use this or this to make it nicer. If you make a big pumpkin pie, of course, you can decorate in another way. All the same, it will take you time, but it will be nice result. Yes, it takes time to decorate, but it's nice result. To summarize this recipe, you take a pumpkin, you cut the pumpkin, you make your balls. You need to count around 20 balls by little tart. whatever. Some balls for decoration. You put apart. After you have pieces of pumpkin with holes, you cut them in pieces and put all in oven 190 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, you prepare your dough if you need to do it or not, because you already have it. You prepare your filling with the cream, the eggs and so on, and you have all prepared. And when your puree of pumpkin is done in oven, you start the recipe. But you have the idea of no throw away nothing. And with all the remaining, I show you how to make a flan, all the remaining of puree of pumpkin, you can make a flan. And you don't put nothing in the garbage. And you follow all the process every time in the oven, which is already hot, and you don't have to reheat your oven and waste energy. Voilà, to summarize. Our flan is also ready. Our little special pie ready also, look. So finally you have many versions to how to use a pumpkin. You can make comfy balls, you can make little flans with the puree, you can use to make the form of your pie. You can cook and make a kind of puree and use it to make a dessert. And after all together, make a nice dessert. I will glaze with a little bit of remaining syrup, some ice sugar in a black plate, some extra syrup on top, delicately, make shiny and to give a bit more sugar. So now you can store it in the fridge or eat at room temperature as you prefer. Some people will say cold is better, but I know that people like it also warm. But room temperature, let's say, which is certain, you must glaze it with your little balls. Don't forget to put like if you like this nice pie and subscribe to this channel.